What's up, ladies and gents? Another episode of Hearthstone Power coming at you. Wanted to briefly go over one of my favorite Hearthstone fan sites, Hearthstone Spot. You guys have probably already seen it if you've been active in the community or paying attention at all. They push news, they've got forums, but the best thing about the website so far is their card database and deck building tools. I've used 3 or 4 different website deck building tools and they all kind of function the same, but this one just looks pretty and I do enjoy it. And the fact that they have tooltips like boom right there, it's a nice feature. I don't like seeing the card data in columns like a table. I like seeing it like that. And I know eventually we'll get art on there because that's just the natural progression of tooltips for cards. So, want to quickly go over their deck building tool, and we're going to build my first deck, the deck that, if I can try to acquire the cards to build, I will try to go for it. As you know, I really like the Mage, so that's where I'm going to start. I like playing, in Magic the Gathering, I like playing burn decks and red decks and aggressive decks like that. But I also like playing, well, normally aggressive decks you would have a bunch of creatures that attack fast, so like creatures with charge. But I also like playing burn decks. I think one of the first decks I made when I started playing Magic when I was like 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old. That's how, I was 7 when Magic came out, so you can figure out how old I am based on that. Was my first deck I played was a red burn deck, and I still to this day those are my favorite decks. So let's get into that and I'll show you how I built the deck and why I picked the cards that I did. And you guys are welcome to try that out. Leave feedback on what you guys think. I'm sure we're gonna find out more cards as they are released, so I might tweak the deck as we get more access to cards. But right now it's built out of the Mage cards and the cards that you can put in any deck. So really quick, let's go over the Hearthstone Spot card database. It's a very nice database that they put together here. And right now they have a news post where they tell you kind of what's going on with that. Let's go to the database. Okay. Oh, well, you know, I want to hide that because I don't want you to see my deck just yet. Reset. Bam. Okay. Alright. So here you can see right now there are not any filters chosen. So you're seeing all the cards right now that have been discovered. A few of them don't have text, probably because we just have the card names and we don't know what they do. Like this, I assume. There's another one. There's a few that are not minions that we don't know what they do, like Vaporize. This is going to be an awesome card. No, really, I have no idea. So, building the Mage deck. I'm going to sort first by Mage. And it's funny because it's since there aren't that many cards to choose from, we're gonna choose most of these, but I'm gonna tell you why as we go along. So first things first, the deck that we are building, I've already posted it in on the deck list, so you guys might have already seen it. I also put it on my Twitter page. But for more explanation on why I picked each card, you've come to the right place. So the deck that I'm building is an Alexstrasza deck. And what I'm thinking, Alexstrasza, if you don't know what she does, you know what, now let me go back. Let's do reset. Come on. It's got a lot of processing power, I'm imagining. Okay, Alexstrasza. When you cast her, you can set a hero's remaining health to 15. So you can think of this as a 9 mana cost spell that deals 15 damage to the enemy. Now, The deck focuses on controlling the board. Just when I say controlling the board, I mean not dying, killing minions, putting up a defense until you can get this card out. Now, obviously, there's only one card allowed in the deck. You've got 30 cards, so your chance of drawing it isn't amazing, but it's, you know, it's decent. And if you don't get this card, you can still win the game with your minions and your spells. But the idea is you survive using your burn to kill enemy minions until you can cast Alexstrasza. You don't want to aim any burn cards at the enemy hero until you play this, because they'll be wasted. Think about it. You cast a fireball, boom, at an enemy, 5 damage. Another fireball, boom. Okay, and then you play Alexstrasza. You've only done 5 damage with this because you've wasted those. Hopefully that makes sense. Once you've done this, you're in a pretty good position because you've got leftover burn cards, and hopefully you've been controlling the board where you have minions on the field and all that good stuff. Now, naturally, this is going to need to get play tested. This might be a terrible deck. I have no idea. I don't think it's going to be terrible, but it's really hard to adjust the deck without actually playing it. So this is all theoretical, hypothetical, strategical, fantastical imagination deck. So Alexstrasza is the focus of the deck. So let's go back to the Mage. Now, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna choose most of these. So let's go through it. Okay, Arcane Explosion. Why isn't the hover working? There we go. Okay. Deals 1 damage to all enemies, 2 resources. It's a good card. Nothing crazy powerful, but decent card. Mostly because it's cheap. It will help you clear the board. It will kill some enemies outright. So, nice little card. There are better cards. This is probably something you would drop, maybe, because it doesn't do enough damage. But it's pretty good. Okay. Arcane Intellect, I will come back to. Right, Arcane Missiles. As I mentioned in one of the videos I did, it's a little risky because it's random. However, it's still 3 damage for 1 resource. Hopefully, you can take out an enemy minion or 2 with this. But this is along the same lines of Arcane Explosion. But the idea is you're going to get some minions like... I don't think there are any in this list. No. You want spell power minions. Spell power minions will increase the damage that these do. So imagine if you have a spell power, you have +1 spell power. Oh, now you're doing 4 random damage. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. This might do 3 missiles at random enemies for 2 damage each. That might increase to 6 damage. It's interesting. I didn't think about that. So makes this card even better. So we're going to include this for now. Of course, don't need to go too much into Antonitis. Definitely needs to be in any mage deck, for sure. Alright, Blizzard. Blizzard is a staple card in this deck. This helps you stay alive, this helps you do damage, just gives you board control. So definitely want Blizzard in your deck. Fireball, that's a given. And did I say 5 damage earlier? 6 damage. These are gonna get tweaked along the way, the damage and the resource cost. Like I know, for example, in the video that polymorph cost 4, but here it costs 3. So I'm sure with each patch things are going to change, so it doesn't really matter to analyze that too much. Alright, so got Blizzard. Gonna put 2 fireballs in, obviously. Okay, Frostbolt. This is, yes, it does damage, but it's more for freeze. You got a big bat on the field that you can't deal with, freeze it. Just delays him from attacking for another turn. Gives you more chance to finish it off. 2 Frostbolts. Ice Lance. Ice Lance is a good card, but, and I mean it is 1 resource, so you can freeze an enemy for 1 resource. However, it's not as good as the other burn, so I did not include it in my deck. I also did not include Water Elemental. So, I mean, the only real ways I have of freezing enemy minions is with Blizzard, Frostbolt, and that's it. So I wouldn't. Well, I'm not really gonna get to take advantage of Ice Lance, the secondary part where it deals damage, so I didn't include it. Mana Worm, it's an okay minion, but doesn't fit the theme of the deck, so I didn't include that. Not impressed with Mirror Entity. Not until I can see more secrets, not until we know more about the mechanic. Right now, it's the only secret that the mage has, so when you play it, a secret, everyone's going to know what it is. Everyone's going to know that when they attack with their minion, you're going to get a copy of it, which, that's not much of a secret if you ask me, so not including that right now. Mirror Image, this helps you stay alive for sure. So 2 Mirror Image. Of course, 2 Polymorph. This is creature control. Man, I love Polymorph. It's a great card. 2 Pyroblast. This is what you are going to use to finish off the enemy hero. Now, if you really have to use Pyroblast on a giant creature, you're going to have to do it. But hopefully, you've been able to control the board up to that point where you can fling a Pyroblast after you cast Alexstrasza, and you only really need 1 Pyroblast and maybe 1 other spell or couple other attacks, and you killed the enemy hero. So that's what you want to use that for. 2 Sorcerer's Apprentice for sure. Lowering the cost, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I already mentioned I didn't include the Water Elemental. Okay, so we have 11 cards left that we're going to use the any category. Let me clear this. Alright, now the first thing I did, instead of going through all these, I went to Mechanics, and I sorted by, I filtered down to Spell Power. And I just added everything in here because you want Spell Power. Archmage. Definitely want 2 of these. This is going to help you obviously deal more damage. I can't explain enough how nice of an ability Spell Power is. So these are all gonna get added. I like this card, the Blood Mage. Dalaran Mage, yep. Geomancer, +1 Spell Power, yep. Malygos. Now, Malygos, I'm gonna add him for now. He's a little expensive, but I mean +5 Spell Power. This is what I'm talking about. If you can do Alexstrasza, get the enemy hero down to 15, get a Malygos in play, and then a Pyroblast, boom, and he's gone. Now, if you can get Alexstrasza and Malygos in play, you probably already won. So this is more of an overkill, but for now, we're including Malygos. Alright, 3 more spots. Now, I might have to cheat a little bit and see what else I added. Well, obviously I'm missing Alexstrasza. So let's clear... how do I clear this? Well, let's do a reset. And... any. Alright, Alexstrasza. Alright, 2 more cards. What did I add? I need to think for a second. And if I can't find that, I'm going to cheat. Let's see. Oh, that's right. This card. This is a really cool card, you guys. Cast a spell, draw a card. I like this card. It's not important to the deck, but there is synergy here because you're all casting lots of spells. So I included 2 of that guy. I think that brings us to 30. Yep, brings us to 30. So here is our deck list. Now I already have it saved, so let's go take a look over here. And you can read my teaser. Typical burn deck, plays Alexstrasza, control the early game. Do not throw your burn at the enemy until you cast Alexstrasza. And let's go into more detail here that I already mentioned. And of course here are your cards for board control. Save Pyroblast for the final kill. Now, let's look at the mana curve. Now, I did not pay attention at all to the mana curve when I built this deck because you don't really have a lot of choices. Like, I didn't really have to make a lot of choices. I didn't include Water Elemental. I didn't include Ice Lance. But other than that, I pretty much included most of the Mage cards. And you know what I forgot to do? I just realized something. Did I include... Okay, I have Arcane Intellect here. What did I put it in? I forget. No. Hold on a second, you guys. What did I... Because I put in Arcane Intellect, and I'll tell you why. I'm trying to figure out what is missing from here. Is it Arcane Missiles? Nope. You know what I don't have in here? I don't have the Archmage. I do not have this card here. I wonder why. You know what? I don't think... It may be the card didn't come through when I did the filter and I missed it. So, no big deal. I mean, the resource cost in this is a little bit high at 6. So it's not a huge deal that I didn't include it. And I probably wouldn't include this. Instead, I included Arcane Intellect. The reason for that is this thins out your deck. You're only really getting... if you think about this, you're paying 3 resources to draw an extra card. Because if you had not drawn Arcane Intellect, you would have drawn that first card you would have drawn. I know I probably just confused like 18 people. Like, what? Yeah. If this card said draw 1 card, it would be useless. You're paying 3 resources to draw a card that you would have drawn. So this is only really +1 card for 3 resources. It's a little pricey at 3 resources, however, it thins out the deck. If you could have a deck of 10 Arcane Intellects, an Alexstrasza, and some burn, you would do that, because that's what you want to do. A lot of people don't understand that you want the smallest deck possible. The reason for that is you want to draw the cards that are most important to you. People might say, oh no, I want 60 cards. I have to put every good card in my deck. Okay, but imagine if you're playing an Alexstrasza deck and you have 60 cards in your deck. Look, what are your chances of drawing that card? Not very good. So you always want the minimum amount of cards that are required in the game. Always. Always. So Arcane Intellect basically lets us play 28 cards in the deck, because this card just lets us get to our next cards. Now, going back to the mana curve. This actually is pretty good, considering I did not pay attention to the curve because I didn't have much of a choice. But this is what you want. You want more cheaper cards than more expensive cards, and you kind of want it to taper off toward the end. You want it to have like a nice bell curve, and this kind of does. One thing is the Malygos and the Alexstrasza here, but that's okay. This is pretty good. This is a nice curve. I'm happy with that. What else do I want to get into? I haven't looked at these charts yet. This is nice. Another nice feature of the Hearthstone spot. They do a great job of letting you analyze your deck. See, I didn't even notice I had more spells than minions, but that's okay. This is a burn deck. And I think that's it. Don't think there's anything else I want to go into. I wish I could simulate this without using some software. I know that there's some software that was posted in the forums on Hearthstone Spot, and I installed it. It's Magic Workshop, I think, but it's kind of weird. It's not automated, so it kind of isn't fun to use, but it works. But I don't think I'm gonna use it. I don't know. It just doesn't look fun to use. I'd rather wait till beta. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this deck. I'm sure there's already been 15,000 decks posted just like this, because really, these are all the Mage cards. New updates are available. Thank you. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Post in the comments. A lot of you guys have been subscribing, which makes me very happy. I did not expect to get this kind of reception, but apparently you guys are really enjoying the content, which makes me very happy. I like providing for you guys, and if I have any more deck ideas, I will let you know, and we'll go through it and look at it again. Again, check out Hearthstone Spot, you guys. hsspot.com. Great website. Check out their forums. Check out the news. They post the blue news posts, and I think he's implementing a blue tracker soon, and a little video library on here with some stuff. Most of these are empty right now because there's not much happening. So yeah, and you guys can add me on here. Zoom all. Just another way to get in touch with me. Alright, you guys, keep in touch, leave feedback, subscribe, say hello to me, and I'll see you guys later. Alright, time to hearth out.